Hi guys, today we'll cover some list methods. So let's start by copying a list. To copy a list, one might think to create a new variable and assign it to the previous list, but you can't do that. So doing it this way is wrong. So for example, this is a list, then copying a list this way is wrong, because this will create alias or reference, which means it's just another name that refers to the same piece of data. So B and A refers to the same piece of data. So if we, for example, appended another item to A, B will also be affected. So they are essentially two different names for the same piece of data, or to the same object. So how to copy a list? So the first method is using slicing. So let's have another list and use slicing. Selecting all, so see, now we have copied the list. Now if we remove for example an item, you can see that A or B are not affected. So this is one way. The other is to use the list function. So let's have another list and use list then A. This will return another list object that has the same elements as A. So D have the same elements as A, and of course this is not a reference, so if we pop the last element, A will not be affected. The other way is to use the copy method. So let's have another variable. I have B. So E. Let's copy B. Copy. So now we have a copy of B, and I can insert maybe a new element, and you can see that B is not affected. So this will return another object. So this is copying a list. Let's move on to sorting a list. There's a sort method that sorts the list alphanumerically, ascending by default. So let's have an example. Nums. Maybe we'll have some numbers here. If we use the sort method, then the list will be sorted ascending, in the ascending order. To sort the list descending, use the keyword argument reverse equals true. So for example, if we have this list, I want to sort it in a descending way, use the reverse equals true. Now when I print nums, you can see that it's in descending order. Sorts also have a keyword argument key used to customize the behavior of the function, of the sort function or the method. To reverse the order of a list, use reverse method. So if I want to reverse the order of nums, I can use the reverse method, and now the list will be reversed. So let's move on to counting elements within a list. To count the number of elements with a specific value, use count method. So let's have another list. Let's call 1 1 0 0 1 0 0 1. So let's count how many ones are there. Use the count method, then pass 1. This will return how many ones are there. If I want to count how many zeros, I can use nums.count 0. Get element index. Use index method to get the first element with a specific value. So if I want to, let's have another name and another list. Let's call it names. Khalil, for example, Abraham, Jacob, maybe, and Jim. So if I want to get the index of Jacob, can use the index method and pass in Jacob. So this will return the index. If there's no if the list doesn't contain this element, then we will get a value error. How to add elements of an iterable to the end of another list. Use extend method. The only difference between concatenation and extend is concatenation is limited to the same type, where extend accepts any iterable. So for example, if I have a list A and an iterable, let's say a string, now I can use extend to extend A to B, which means A will have the elements of B, H, I, and exclamation mark. So that's it. Thank you for watching.